Royalties.
Let me do a proper introduction of who's on the How Good's This podcast. Guess what? Let's get a round of applause because first and foremost, before I even introduce, this is our 52nd episode. This is one full cycle around the sun of doing this podcast.
You know what else is 52 weeks in a year? This is probably your anniversary.
That's what he said.
Yeah, that's what I said, right?
Full
Isn't that?
circle around the sun.
Yeah, full
I
circle
thought
around
he
the
just
sun.
was
Full
like
circle around the
excited
sun.
about
Catch up,
52.
Steph.
She might have you on mute.
Nah,
Julie. I'm not sure yet.
Come on now. But as an honorary 1 year tribute to this podcast, we have brought on our best friends, lovers, champions, and choice mamas,
Yeah.
Stephanie Fleck and Laura Jower. Stephanie Fleck is these are all of our best friends. Steph and I live together here in the house that I'm podcasting from right now. And Laura's Steve's wife. We talk about you all the time. We talk about both you guys all the time.
We're here.
On this podcast. We never have you. I feel like you guys are like our Monica Padmans, but you're never on the opposite end of the on the opposite end, like keeping us together. We need you guys.
Yeah.
Need
keep
us on the
together.
fact check for sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
Laura's
for
got
sure.
Google
Yeah,
queued
she's
up.
a Google queued up
A
right
little
now.
less fact checking necessary when Alan's not on the podcast, but
Yeah.
How long did that
seriously.
take? 2 minutes in. 2 minutes in.
2 minutes in for what?
I bet myself how long it would take to smack talk Alan.
Let's just talk shit.
I'm
Let's just talk
2 minutes
shit.
18. I lost $5. I thought it was going to be about $1.40.
we could just do that this whole entire podcast if you guys want to.
No.
I'm not opposed to it. Yeah, let's do it, man. Fuck
Steve
that
said
guy.
we gotta
I'm
be
sick.
positive.
Positive. We're being positive.
Of course, we
Positively
It's positive.
fucking up his reputation.
That's what I'm trying to
It's
do.
been a crappy
for
day
himself.
outside and all that stuff, but I get home and these two lovely ladies just out on the deck, just suns out, tits out, day drunk.
Damn.
And I was like, hey guys, let's do a podcast in 2 hours.
Hell yeah, dude.
And we're here.
Here we are.
And we're here. And we're here. We're
Cheers.
promoting each other. You guys got drinks?
Oh, yeah.
You bet.
Yeah.
Nice. What do you
Steve's
got?
got a full bottle.
Laura's taking
Sweet,
me on
dude.
a wine trip around the world later. We
Nice,
got
dude.
5
Later.
bottles chilling. Yeah, later.
I
as
used to
in
like
15 minutes from
getting
now.
the tour of Italy when I was at Olive Garden. You guys remember that dish?
What
It's like
please,
$21.99.
regale us.
Dude, it was like $21.99. You got chicken parmigiana, some obviously breadstick, salad and bread, soup, salad and
Of course.
breadsticks, soup,
Yeah.
salad and
Don't
breadsticks,
ask
Smart.
Oh, you
and
can have-
then all you can eat spaghetti, but all you can eat also fettuccine alfredo with
God.
chicken and broccoli. God, I still around. I'm acting like it's gone. I love Olive Garden. Steph, when you come back to
Let's
New York,
go.
the red and the
I
white.
love Olive
yeah,
Garden.
let's go to Olive Garden for
Steph
sure,
can't
dude.
eat
I
anything
love that
there,
place.
No, I
probably.
can. No, they probably put. Yeah, they probably put.
Yeah,
Salads.
Steph's allergic to yeast,
Just
listeners.
blowing up my spa right now.
It's a
It
unique
sucks.
fact.
Well, it is a unique fact because it's not like a gluten intolerance. It's like
No,
a
it's very hard
yeast
to explain
intolerance.
to people. It makes me feel like a total asshole.
I know. Going to restaurants
Don't.
with you always makes me laugh. Because you have to be like, I promise I'm not one of those like I'm gluten intolerant people.
I was
I
like, "Give me
just
the
can't
gluten."
have yeast. Give me the gluten.
No one knows
Yeast.
what yeast is.
We went to
Yeah,
an
that's crazy.
excellent new restaurant here in Spokane last night
Yeah, what was it called?
called Vue Carré.
Yeah.
It's New Orleans Cajun cuisine.
Sweet.
Super cool in there. We
Oh
sat
my
up
God.
at the bar. We had some bacon wrapped shrimp and grits, a crawfish boil.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Steve was
Crawfish
getting down.
bo-
Oh, he was
I thought you
cracking
said-
them, whipping them out.
Mhm.
Yeah,
When you said boil, I didn't put the actual word boil together. I just thought it was
Right.
like
Or
an
fried
Alex
boil.
boil.
crawfish a la boil.
Crawfish
Crawfish a la
boil.
boil.
Crawfish au boil.
Damn, that would be nice, man. I'd have a crawfish boil. How
That
was
should
it?
be a good
Delish?
band name for
It was
Boil. If
awesome.
Boil's ever in a country band, it should be that.
It should just be
Crawfish
his
boil.
next Halloween costume, and he just dressed up like a crawfish. It's just crawfish boil.
Dude, speaking of Halloween costumes, I'm going to Tahoe on Tuesday for Gabe's, my brother's 40th birthday, and he has a yacht rented out, and we're doing a Noah's Ark theme, so we're all dressed up in like animal
Do you need
outfits.
my flamingo leotard?
I have do you have one?
Yeah, it's in the costume box. You've got it in the next room.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
That
You're gonna,
That's
you're gonna
awesome.
blow it out for sure, but it's a really good one. I wore it to the first Coachella when we did petting zoo. You don't remember.
Is it like a onesie? No, I don't
sure
remember
is.
at all.
It is. It's got the hood with the beak on it. It's got the wings,
Oh.
and then it is a very high cut leotard.
Oh,
There's also
This-
some pink tights in that box too, but you don't have to wear those if you don't want to.
He
can
well, I
just
think
go
I probably
straight legs.
should.
You should
It's gonna be
probably-
hot. I mean, it's gonna be hot, but
Have
Go
you already
Christmas
picked out
hams
your
out.
animal?
well, no, I didn't even think. I never even think that I live with Steph when I should, because she has so many costumes and outfits.
He's
I
like, hey, you
have
got
like
anything Western themed last week? I'm like,
yeah.
give me a second.
That was hilarious. Yeah, I had to be a cowboy, and Steph had to hold me back from the man that spit on my shoe. Literally, like no dialogue, no anything.
No
Just
swearing
like
because it was
the-
for a commercial, so he
Yeah.
has to mime that he's getting his shoe spit on, and then he goes, "Well, that wasn't very nice."
What was the commercial for?
I don't even know. It was
Cowboys?
just something that came through, and I was like, "Hey, Steph, 2 questions. 1, do you have anything Western looking?" She was like, "Yeah, duh." And I was like, "All right, 2, can you hold me back?" She was like, "What are you talking about?" I was like, "I need you
Like,
to
in
come
what
stand in
way?
front of my
Spending
blue
the last
screen and
30
hold
years
me
trying to
back."
hold you back.
Yeah. But I forget that you have so many things. Like, you have literally right behind me a whole
I probably have a couple.
room.
Oh yeah, there's a cape actually that goes with it. I have a couple animals in there you could probably choose from.
Sweet.
Do you have to pair up with someone else? Aren't there
No,
supposed to be 2
no,
of every
no.
animal?
Yeah, you got to find your mate. Is that-
Probably,
Yeah.
but you were not being that organized.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Gabe's a zebra, and he's frosting his tip. He was not frosting his tips. He's just going straight white, like
Yes.
white hair, and then
Yes.
he's putting zebra stripes in his hair as well. He's going all in.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
he's going all in, man. 40 years old, man.
Wow.
Gets in.
40's the new 15, apparently.
I can't believe he made it.
Gabe Gavalanis. Yeah,
Gabe
it's gonna be
Gavalanis.
crazy. It's gonna be good times. Well, that's awesome. I'm super excited to wear your flamingo outfit.
Yeah.
I'm gonna definitely wear the pink tights.
Yeah, they're good.
Sick,
Got some.
guys. One of the reasons why I want to have you guys also on was because I wanted to promote your business, Staff. Grandmother Goods, Grandmother Goods, Grandmother Goods. What you know about it? I'm
Random.
rocking some right now.
Yeah,
You guys
we're
all
wearing
rocking one?
Yeah.
Everybody's
Steve,
rocking it.
But I'm making Steve's this week.
But you got me
Sweet.
this still.
That's
Yeah.
true. I did get
Yeah.
Steve
It's
this
still a
week.
Steph
This
original.
Fleck
week.
find.
A
Yeah,
Fleck
it's a
find.
Fleck find.
It's a Fleck find.
Yeah.
Where'd you find it?
I think that one probably came out of Great Aunt Evelyn's closet. Shout out Great Aunt Evelyn.
Shout
Shout
out. Great Aunt
I'm
Evelyn. Yeah.
thinking about starting a side line just called Gay, GAE, for Great Aunt Evelyn.
Oh,
Find
that's
stuff I
great.
find
like that.
in her closet.
GAE.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. Yeah, that's
Uh-oh.
awesome. So Steph, have you been shopping a whole shitload since you've been out there and
You
getting
bet.
new stuff to bring home and fill up our small apartment here in Brooklyn?
The idea is that I don't fill it up in the apartment, that I take it out and sell it.
And sell it to
But
the
yeah,
world.
I've been doing some focused shopping. I actually got a nice compliment from one of the checkouts that I went to. She's like, "Man, you really reined it in." I was like, "Thank you. Can I get that in writing, please?"
No one's ever said that.
No
to
one's
me
ever said that to me
before.
before, but I'm trying very hard, and I really appreciate that you noticed that.
Yeah.
Janice and I went to, I think, 6 thrift stores in the Spokane area on Friday.
Oh, she came to Spokane with you.
She
Janice
drove
is
me over to
Steph's mom.
Spokane.
Janice is all of our surrogate mothers for the
Mhm.
listeners
Yes.
out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Janice drove me over to Spokane, and then while Laura was working, we went to every thrift store in Spokane. Great stuff.
So sad I missed it.
I know, Laura's very
No,
sad.
come on, Laura. You know you're not sad you missed it. Going
No.
shopping with Steph is
Did you not hear
ripping
the
your teeth
sarcasm?
out of your mouth.
Facetious.
It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
fair.
Yeah,
Love you.
yeah.
Don't love
Love
shopping.
you.
Pro
Hate
pro
shopping with
pro
you.
tip for anybody that ever wants to be friends with Steph and go shopping:
You don't.
don't. Just-
Let her
Just
shop
wait.
for
Let her
you,
shop
though.
for
Just
you.
tell
Let her
me
shop
what you
for you.
want.
Yeah.
Let me go get it, because I'll
Yeah.
find it. You just have to
Yeah.
say it out loud and be specific, and then I'll find it.
Yes.
Have you been that way since you were like a little tiny kid?
Yeah, I was very much raised in like discount stores like TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Value Village.
They had TJ Maxx back in the day. I
You
thought
bet.
those were like a 2020 original.
Maybe they were called something else, but yeah, a lot of Ross, a lot of discount shopping with mom. I had to entertain myself in there a
Wow,
lot, because Janice is the only person on this earth, I think, that shops slower than I do.
it's
God
insane.
bless her.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
insane.
I
I
would
just
find some
had
good
some.
stuff. You know what I found?
What'd you find?
Got a toolbox. Told you I
Really?
would. Yeah.
God, about
So
time. What
cute.
does it like? Look cool too?
It's
We've
so
been waiting for
cool.
a toolbox just because Stephanie's one that looks cool.
Yeah,
Like the
of
only
course,
thing we don't
aesthetics
need
are
that
important,
it
but
doesn't
also
need
I'm
to
not
look
trying to
cool.
rush out and buy something stupid if it's not something I like.
Not trying to
Every-
rush out and buy something stupid. We
Yeah.
just have tools like hanging out in corners of our place
They're
right now.
tucked away.
It
They're
was
just
worth
not
the
in a
wait.
box.
Yeah.
It was worth the wait. Yeah, it's like a very 60s floral pattern metal box. It's great.
Perfect.
And it
Sweet.
was $5. So I'm very
Wow.
happy.
Nice
Yeah.
find.
I
nice
spotted it on the
find.
shelf and I saw this woman walking by. And I was like, keep walking, keep walking, keep walking. Come on.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, we have some we have like half of our apartment unit moving out right now here, and a group of 4 guys are moving across from us right now, and I just heard them huffing and puffing earlier this evening, and so I went over there. I like opened the door and they were just all in there sweating and looking pissed off, like this sucks, man. I was like, hey guys, like how's it going? They're like, it's awful. It's like, come take a look. Like, I would have loved to have seen somebody else's furnished place when we moved in here to like get a gauge for it. And so, of course, they like came in and they were like, "Oh my God, this place is incredible." I was like, "Yeah, it's just me and my friend." They were like, "Wow." They like walked in, like, I've just kind of set up the studio space and it's fine. Like, my spaces are like pretty, minimalistic. And then I take them to Steph's place and they're just like, "Oh my God, this is brilliant." It's like, yeah, well,
Like a
she has this
museum.
business and you can buy all of her clothes from her. So I always have a hard time like explaining what it is. Like whenever
What I
I
do.
tell people, like I'm just like, yeah, this is Steph's room. She like makes clothes, recycles, shops, and cuts. And then they're like, "What are you talking about?"
I mean, you nailed it. That's
Yeah.
you and me both, brother. I have a hard time like figuring it out. I'm like,
what are all the words? What are all the words?
yeah. So I use surplus and sustainable materials to make old things new again and interesting, so that they stay out of the garbage and people love them. That's all I want.
Yeah.
Keeping clothes out of the garbage is the textile waste is insane, and so keeping clothes out of the garbage is the #1 goal. And finding people things that they feel super powerful and like excited to wear and like good about is just like the best. I love
Yeah,
it.
it's awesome. I love that you love it. I have never, I don't think, thrown any clothes away, but I'm pretty sure I've lost all of my clothes over the years.
You try to throw clothes away and I snatch them out. I snatch them
I've
out
had
of the garbage
so-
bags you have piled by the door. I'm like, no,
I've seen-
no. We do not
you
throw
know
away
when you,
t-shirts
like,
in this house.
Yeah, when you like go back and look at old photos and you're just like, oh man, I really like that jacket, and you're just, and I lost I've lost everything.
How?
I don't know. Like I used to lose like full ass jackets, it's like big ones with like
Just
furry
set it
hoods
down
and
in a
stuff.
bar. And
Yeah, I guess, dude. I went when I was still drinking out here, not too long ago. Me and my friend Angelina Jolie, went to a party, and it was like this rooftop party, and they made us take our shoes off at the door before we went up to this roof.
Yeah,
'Cause it
there's a
was like
Sex in the
this
City
like,
ad or
penthouse.
episode about that.
Yeah, and I like went in, and when we came out, I lost my shoes. Like I took somebody else's shoes. I just found somebody else. He was just like, "What are you doing, man?" I was like, "I don't know. Like it must mean that somebody else took mine, so I'm just gonna take somebody else's." And I just
The
took some
shoe
like
swingers
shitty
party?
ones. I just took
then
some
the
shitty,
next day, they're
shitty
like,
shoes.
who left their raggedy ass shoes
Yeah.
here?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got a couple pairs of shoes now. When Steph moved to New York, I only had one pair of shoes, and
I
my
would call them like a half pair of shoes.
my toes were popping out of the edges. It was not
They
a
like
good
at one
look.
point were checkerboard Vans. They were completely gray, just like had a glisten on them, and I could see both of Julian's pinky toes.
What's a half pair of shoes? Just a shoe?
No, it's just like they're
Aw.
you could half categorize them as shoes because I think they
Gotcha.
were barely covering, like the soles weren't really working.
Right.
His feet were out.
Pinky
of
toes out,
them. Pinky
knees
toes
out.
Yeah, I remember they sold like the white and black checkered ones, and then like a gray and black checkered
Mhm.
ones. But mine were the white and black ones originally, and they literally just looked like they looked like they were the gray and blacks, but like super dirty.
Yeah.
But they were actually like the white and black ones.
I
Just
took him shoe
awful.
shopping pretty soon after I moved to New York. I was like, okay, you are getting to be an adult. Adults have more than one pair of shoes. Let's get you.
sustainable, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Get sustainable, man.
It's
You know, one
minimalist.
thing that I don't love that we do here in our house, Steph, is that we don't use paper towels.
I know it's hard sometimes.
That's
It's
a tough one.
it's silly. I mean, it's not
when
silly.
do you miss paper towels the most? This is interesting.
When I need them, like
When do
every
you need
time
them?
every time, when like kind of like when I'm like washing my hands or washing like the top, like the countertop,
Yeah, but I made
or
rags
just
for
like
Who's
you.
drying
stopping
my
you
hands.
from buying paper towels, though, Julian?
I don't nobody, but I just feel like are you, Steph? If I bought some, would you be mad at me?
I find them useful every once in a while, and there are times when I miss them. Like cleaning mirrors is kind of a puzzle without paper
Yeah.
towels, or
Mm.
like, but we have laundry in house, so like that's why I made all those little rags. You just use one of those and throw it right in the washing machine.
Yeah, I guess it's also like when you're eating and you want to just like have a paper towel to like wipe your mouth. But yeah,
We
I know
have-
you have the.
I
I'm
have-
just not
I have
used to.
piles of napkins.
I know. I'm just not used to going to the laundry area and grabbing like a cloth linen.
I'm gonna
to,
get.
like,
I'm gonna
use.
like. I'm gonna get some, and I'm gonna like roll them on a little roll, so you
Ooh,
feel
they
like
make
there are paper
those,
towels. Yeah,
yeah.
they use those.
Oh, there you
they
go.
make those.
That would be a hard one for me to give up to, but I aspire to it.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
just
I've just adopted these things, and I'm still not very great at it. When I remember when Steph and her ex-boyfriend moved to New York, Nate, they were shout out.
Shout out.
We've all lived with Nate. We love that guy.
We have all lived with
Reckless
Nate.
nudes, baby.
Loud in the morning, but
Dude,
keeps the
so
house
loud
clean.
in the morning, man.
Keeps
just
the house
singing,
clean, you know?
singing
morning.
songs of Sixpence. I don't even
Yeah,
remember what I was going to
dude.
say about him anymore because I just remembered how loud he was singing. Damn it.
I'm trying.
Well,
I'm just trying to make it as easy as possible. So I like this feedback. Like I miss paper towels too. There are definitely things about like living a sustainable lifestyle that are harder. A lot
Right.
of them. I'm not
Right.
giving up toilet paper. I'm sorry, everybody. We tried the bidet.
Who are you
Like,
sorry to?
Like
Are people,
everybody.
like,
Just the royal,
Earth.
sorry.
Mother
Yeah.
Earth. Yeah. I'm trying.
Yeah, but you were talking about getting some like reusable toilet paper, and I was
It's
like,
out there.
"Fuck that!" I know.
It's
That
out
sounds
there.
crazy. You were
Here's
like
my
really
issue.
advocating it.
Why
Wait,
you
do
make
not
it?
have the bidet anymore?
I left the bidet at the old house because I
Oh.
just didn't want it on.
Dude, it was nice. It
screw.
had hot water. That shit made me feel.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You said you didn't use it very
comfortable.
often. That's why I
I
sold it
didn't
to
because
the
I
new room.
forgot. And then when I did
Yeah.
use it, I literally only used it for pleasure though.
Yeah,
Like,
that's fine.
It was so
We
nice.
can get it again. But I
Yeah.
just don't understand why all the reusable toilet paper options are like white or off-white. I'm like, let's be real here. I'm not.
I know what the off-white means. Doo-doo paper.
Can we
Just
change
make
the
it real
subject?
That's what it is though, man. That's what we were trying to do. But I was gonna say when I brought up Nate, I remembered that when we first moved in, I was like, guys, is there anything that I can do to be like a better roommate? Like, can I do anything? Is there like
Which
anything
is
that
very
I'm doing
kind
wrong?
of you to ask.
And you were just like, dude, just like be better about recycling, be better about like being eco-friendly. And I was just like, all right. And it's hard. It's actually like a big thing to be told to do because you think you just have so many habits when you throw things away or buy things or do anything. And I don't always remember to walk out with like tote bags before I go grocery shopping. I don't
You're getting
think
better at
about
it.
like I'm getting better at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's becoming a habit, but like these are the things that you have to just like do enough repetition before you can start like really.
It's
adopting them as
important to
habits.
know too what is actually recyclable in your area.
Yeah.
Because there's like 1 through 14 in most places. Just take number 1 and number 2.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
a lot of plastic things and things you think are recyclable, actually they'll throw the whole thing away because it's like 7 and they just like
Yeah.
don't
Or
recycle
the weird
that.
one in New York that Julian is getting around to remembering, but it's new. Cartons go in. So in our neighborhood, at least, there's paper recycling and then there's glass, metal, plastic
Right.
together,
Right.
but not obviously all plastic.
Yeah.
But cartons, like milk cartons,
Uh-huh.
waxed cartons, those go in with the glass, metal, plastic where you think they go in with paper. So
Oh
It's
wow.
there's like little. I have
It's
a little
important,
cheat sheet that
yeah.
like the what do you call it? The Department of Sanitation
Yeah.
sent
Waste
us,
management.
and I just have it tacked up.
Well, there you
on
go,
the
Jules.
wall.
Little cheat sheet. Because that is important because they'll throw out whole bins if
Yeah.
there's if they find one that's
Yeah.
not right.
Yeah, totally.
And you have
It's,
to wash out your shit, guys. There's
Mhm.
not a little sweet woman with a spatula at the recycling facility cleaning out your peanut butter. You got to do it yourself.
Cleaning out Julian's sriracha bottles in bulk.
Dude, I'm going through so much.
You can tell which side. We have a like double open fridge, which I love so much. You can tell which side is mine and which side is Julian's because on my side it's like wine and beverages, and on his side it's
Fig
16 hot
spreads.
sauces. And he like looks at me and he's like, "Have you been eating this hot sauce?" I'm like, "No." And he's like,
Yeah.
"So I've eaten this much hot sauce in the last 3 days? I'm like, yes, you have.
On the other
Yeah.
side of Julian's microphone right now, on the dark side of the moon, is actually a packet of hot sauce.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah,
has to smell it the
definitely.
whole time, otherwise he can't function.
Definitely, dude. I just ate something before we got on this podcast, and I put too much on. I took too much. It was
Took
too much.
too
It's too
much.
spicy. Too much, man. Too much. Too much.
Julian, what have you
What?
been up to? We miss you.
Dude, I
Steve
have
tells
been.
me nothing. I'm like, how's Julian? He goes, good.
Yeah, Laura asked
Yeah,
me when I got
it's fine.
here, like at 11:30 at night. She's like, "Tell me what Julian's up to," and I'm like, "That's a much longer conversation that you should probably just have with
I
him."
get my
Yeah.
weekly quota of talking out during this podcast.
I mean, I listen to every episode.
Yeah, it's weird. It is interesting. You know, I did a podcast last night, or not last night. I've just been working on it, editing because it was a little bit more difficult. With Stephanie Powers, the girl that we had. She's like the astrologer. Like,
Yeah, that was a cool one.
She
Mhm.
reads charts, and she's super sweet. And yeah, I like it was the first time that I had done this podcast and like really kind of like talked about like what's been going on with myself, because we typically get on and we just kind of shoot the shit or whatever. We don't have any real purpose. We don't really like
What?
talk or we don't really catch up even. We're not like, what have you been up to? That's like we like wait till the end to be like, so like what are you gonna be doing the rest of the week?
Yeah.
Like we just talked for 2 hours. Why didn't we
Yeah.
get there? Why didn't we say anything
How's your,
about
Alan
what
how's your
we're doing?
twisted ankle?
Alan's
Yeah.
making up statistics.
Yeah, fantastical, fun, fictional facts with
Ooh.
Alan Stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was cool. It was a really cool conversation, and we like dove into some real treacherous deeps, man.
Ooh, what
we
did you
talked about
learn?
some that my addiction is in my stars. Like it's
Oh,
actually
okay.
like part of my chart.
That makes sense.
And
That
that
does make sense.
yeah, there's so many little things that are going on. I mean, I don't want to repeat things that are gonna be on a podcast people may have already listened to. You can listen to that episode if you want to
Okay,
find
I
out
will.
more about me.
How
But,
do you feel? Here's a
but-
question to
go ahead.
interrupt you. How do you feel about it being preordained that you have
I-
a
I-
propensity for addiction?
Yeah,
Is that something you
I
already knew,
don't.
or are you surprised?
No, I don't know that I necessarily even believe that it is preordained. Like I don't necessarily think that because it's like written in the stars and that's part of what my chart reads as, that it's like I imagine it can go both ways. Like I don't know. I mean, it
Does it make
It
you
kind
feel
of, like,
better,
it-
like relief, or does it make you feel like
yeah, I mean, I guess if anything,
Eventually.
I remember saying that it was like kind of relieving to know that it's validated by that. But at the same time, it's just like, oh shit, that it's a real thing. Like I have, like I remember telling people when I was younger that I didn't. People would ask, like, do you have an addictive personality? And I just be like, no, I don't think so. Like I can stop doing anything I want to, and I can start doing anything I want to too. But the more I grow up, I'm like, geez, man, I have a super addictive personality, like such an extremist and such a like I need to go all in with everything that I do, and it's not just in substance, it's in everything. Like I literally can't start something until like because I know, or get into a relationship or do like anything for that matter, because if I take the first step in, it's like, okay, well, here we go. I'm
All
doing
or nothing.
all of it. Yeah.
you're like, I can't go on this
Um,
date because I'm not ready to get married and
Yeah,
have kids.
yeah,
And
we
you're
talked
I'm
about-
just like, it's
yeah, we
fine,
talked-
it's
we talked a
one
lot
date.
about-
And you're like, no. This is gonna be 7 years. I know it. It's gonna be
Yeah.
exhausting.
Yeah. We talked a lot about relationships and like my the history of my like trauma from relationships with my parents being like the start of it all and stuff like that, and then going into the relationships that I have had, and I opened up pretty tough. Thought I might cry, but I didn't.
Nice.
Which, I was.
I look
kinda,
forward to Laura
nice.
giving me the recap.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. But other than that, yeah, I've been great. I've just been like, practicing sobriety again for the second time around.
So far, so good.
So far so awesome, dude. It's the best.
Yay.
I like
Cheers,
that you
bud.
call it practicing.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is a good
Yeah.
practice.
It is a good practice.
It's awesome. Like I think I'm really happy that I went and I drank again and like started kind of going down and falling into those same patterns, because I remember the first time I had stopped, I was like, I have so much clarity. I like totally know myself now. I have this like
cared.
really good, yeah, like I thought I was like better. And you never are. And I think this second time around of like being conscious of what I was doing as well, like drinking while knowing like after having stopped for a long period of time and then going back to it, it was like, what, like I knew what I was doing. I knew in every single bad decision I was making what I was doing, and I was holding myself accountable to it, but still doing it. And it was really like it was just like a really dark place. And so now coming out of that, I just feel like so much lighter and better and just like more clear headed. And I'm like focusing on getting all my stuff together in this room, so that I can create effectively and efficiently. I've been auditioning more for stuff, and that's cool and all, like, um, I don't know. I kind of want like, I'm just trying to figure out ways to not have to rely on being like a product of the machine of acting in New York City, And so like writing and figuring out ways to produce movies and like be a producer and be a writer, like, but for hire, and like make this podcast something that's more uh, um, lucrative for all of us, that we can, and maybe potentially do another podcast. And I guess at the end of the day, I just don't want a boss. I just don't want to have like somebody telling me what to do. I went back
It's
to
a
the
dream.
bar, and it's just like I went back to the bar for a couple days, and it's just like, this is this place. We've all been there, and it's just like, damn it, man. And I spent so much money like such a dipshit for the last 3 months when I came back to New York, and I'm just like recouping that money now at this point. But it's, I had to swallow my pride a little bit to go do it, but it is what it is. And I'm just trying to fucking keep moving forward, man. And also trying to like after this, I want to like pull the projector down in the house and like watch a movie. Cause I never do that.
No,
I
you're
never
bad
take
at
time like
relaxing.
that for
You need
myself.
work-life balance.
Yeah, I need to figure that out for myself. So I'm trying to do
You
that.
don't have to figure it out for yourself. You have lots of help, but you just have to listen.
Just have to call my friends and say, Laura, can you help me tell
me
me
chill out,
what I need to
dude."
do tonight?
You are a bit of an extremist, though, even when, like, the last time you did quit drinking, too. You're either like all in or all off, and then you have to focus every bit of energy into productivity. And I think learning how to relax and rest and recharge effectively is really important, too, or you'll burn yourself out or
Yeah.
Oh, it's just,
Yeah.
cause that anxiety that will then lead you to want to drink again.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, I have been drinking a shit ton of coffee again, which I find like truly. The other day, I had some audition. I don't know what it was for, but like I must have drank 9 cups of coffee, like 9 like
Oh
cold
my
brews,
God.
like
I just
large cold
assumed
brews.
that 9 is your standard number of coffee. When I moved in with you, you had been not drinking for about a year and a half, but you were just
Wow.
mainlining cold brew, and it was
Mainlining,
just
like shooting it into my
it's
veins.
pretty normal for you to come home from something. We shared one bathroom with 3 of us at this time. It's pretty
Just
normal for you to
shitting
come
my
home and
pants.
just be like, I already shit my pants. I shit my pants on the train. I missed 4 trains because I was standing there squeezing cheeks because
cheeks.
I was going to shit my pants. And so you
Yeah.
get home and like someone's in the bathroom and you're just like,
Did
yeah,
you shit
not
your
you,
pants in
you're
your own house?
pacing in the living room. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shitting
definitely.
his pants
It's a
in his-
reoccurring theme of the show.
Multiple
Let's be
times.
honest.
Yeah, it happens.
It
It
happens to
man.
you a lot more often than other people.
I
Like if
know.
I am in a situation where I'm gonna shit my pants, I'm like, oh my god, like do I have food poisoning? Something's wrong with my body. And Julian's just like, shit my pants again today.
Something is wrong with this body. He had 9 cold brews.
Yeah, he already knows the
It's
answer,
called
so he's
cold
not
brew
worried.
colon.
Yeah. I mean, I've already cracked out 2 teeth in my 2 molars because I
Stop.
clenched my jaw so hard.
Yeah.
You
I
get
think
you addicted to meditation or something.
I try meditation
He's
too.
addicted to
Honestly,
meditation.
yes, like even Stephanie the other night like was asking me, she was just like, are there any like spiritual practices that you have? And I was like every morning I wake up and I do like a breathing exercise and then a meditation and then a cold shower and then like writing in the journal. But it's not really a spiritual, it's not even really meditative. It's almost like this is what I have to do as part of my routine to not
Just
feel
checking
like
it
I
off.
haven't accomplished. Yeah. It's just like if I don't do this, I'm gonna feel like an asshole, and I'm like my day is gonna start off poorly. So it's weird. It's weird. I just have to do like, I don't know. I wish I could understand my brain a little bit more to make more sense of it, but I don't know. At the end of the day, I'm like, I think I'm happy. I think I'm like fulfilled and good, and I understand and completely acknowledge that I have cool friends around. Like if I really need something, and if Steph's here, like her and I can just I'm not like afraid to ask questions or to express concerns or anything like that.
No, I know all your concerns
you
all
guys
the
you guys
time.
are the ones that you guys are the ones that have taught me how to build boundaries for myself, and so yeah, I mean, I think I'm certainly practicing that more and more.
You're certainly committed to growth, and that is an admirable
Yeah, I'm
thing.
That is
trying.
very
Yeah,
helpful.
yeah, I'm trying my best. I started my acting class recently. I've been coming back and telling Steph all about my
What
stories.
is it? The
It's
new
my
acting
my
class?
acting class. Like so I do like a
Taking
scene study
hiatus during
class.
Oh
quarantine.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. So during the pandemic, it was like it was online, but
Oh, yeah.
I did like 1 month of like Zoom
Which was
acting
pretty
classes.
hilarious.
Which like some people really liked because they could like use their physical space as like a house, and they were like using their kitchens like by just they'd bring their laptop, and so it was cool for some people, but for me I was like, I don't want to do this. I need
Is
to
it in
be like
person
with
again?
people. So it's in person again,
Cool.
and I did this play, this scene from a play called Red Speedo, with a girlfriend named Elise, who's a close friend of mine and Steph's, and uh, the premise of the play is that this guy is an Olympic athlete, Olympic swimmer, and he has been taking steroids to try and like qualify for this new round of this Olympics coming up, and it gets found out from his coach that he's been taking steroids, and so they like flush them, and he doesn't have them anymore, and so like throughout the play he's trying to like get his hands on more of these drugs so that he can qualify tomorrow without being like telling everybody that he does it. So anyways, he like apparently has been taking so much of this stuff that he's been jerking off all the time,
like
and like just like he's like has hyper testosterone and has been jerking off. So anyways, we do these things called prior improvs in my acting class, which are basically taking what you know of the context of the story and then creating an improv around that from like before the scene happened. So you just like create it. It's like a character building exercise. And so I did this improv where I was like walking around the pool area. The whole play takes place like in the gym at the pool. And I was like, I'm in a red Speedo the whole time. Like, that's all I'm in. That's all I have. I ordered one on Amazon. I was rocking this red Speedo. I'm in this like 12-person acting class, dark lights. And I'm like hanging out and I'm like exploring this like improv. And Elisa's not there. It's like a solo improv at this point because we hadn't met at this point yet. And I lay down on the ground and I start jerking off in my acting class.
Oh
Like I
my
pull my wang out of my pants, out of my Speedo,
It keeps
and I start
going.
jerking off. And the crazy thing is that like because it was like a part of this script. It was a part of this character. Like I wasn't trying to do it as like a spectacle or anything. I was just trying to like understand this character a little more. Like he talks about how he's like been jerking off so much that like he's ripped the skin on his penis because he's been doing it so much, and so like this is part of this character, right? Look at Steve.
You're saying improv a lot, but dude, I know you went full method actor with this one, dude.
Yeah.
Full ass
Full
jerking
method,
it, dude.
Daniel
He told me the
Day-Lewis,
night before. I was
spank
running
right
lines
now.
with him,
Yeah.
and he was like, "What the line that I had was, you jerk off 15 times a day." As I was playing his scene partner,
Yeah.
and he was like, he looks at me and he just goes, "I'm gonna jerk off tomorrow in my class."
I knew he was going full.
I know
That whole
you- I know
improv
you
thing, I
are.
was like, no.
Yeah. So like we finish. I couldn't get a boner. Like I could like obviously I'm in a class.
Probably
I'm
for
like
the
in an
best.
acting class for sure. But like definitely for the best. I was like jerking around my little pequeñas, just trying to like get something
No, it
going.
probably would have been better if he could get a boner, and then this whole thing would be over. But
Yeah, but it wasn't, and I couldn't get it up, and so like
Standing O-face.
I used my inability to produce an erection as like the handicap that my dick being, ripped because I'd been doing this so much. So I was like, oh God, like this sucks. So I get up and I like kind of prance around, do my thing and whatever. And then I remember that like, oh, my phone's in my backpack and it's on stage with me. So I like go to my phone and I look up porn, and the girl, my friend Elise, is redheaded. So I start looking up like redheaded porn on my phone. And all the while I'm like sitting in front of this like 10, 12 person class in my
When
acting
did the
room.
cops come?
Yeah, soon.
It's a safe space.
Yeah, and so I look at it. I'm looking, I'm just like kind of in this space, and I've turned on like the first thing. I didn't want to like take too much time, so I turn on whatever's the first thing I find on redheaded porn, and I'm just trying to get a boner at this point, and up comes like little like young
No.
Asian porn, like young Asian redheaded porn, and it's just like. And all the kids in the back and like watching, they're just like start rolling laughing, and I'm sitting there like trying to I like didn't want to sit there and like scroll through to find like some ideal porn for myself at this point. I'm like doing a scene, so I'm sitting there trying to freaking jerk my winkus to little tiny Asian porn, like, oh my God, what am I doing right now, dude? This is crazy. And I throw my phone. I'm just like, I can't do it. I throw my phone. I'd created a pool with tape in the center of the stage in the class. And so I throw my phone. I thought my phone would have shattered, but it went face down right onto but into the pool that I had created. So like I didn't know what to do, and the phone was still like and everybody's like, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? Like, he dropped it in the pool. So I like stood up and like dove into like just onto the ground and got the phone out, and like the scene was over. It was so ridiculous. But
Wow.
like that is a perfect example of just like
Extremism.
it's so liberating. It's like Steph said earlier, like it's a safe place. It's so fun. Like we're all it's like a place to go explore that kind of stuff, like I don't think we're might be more like AA. We're not supposed to go and like talk about it on a public platform or something like that, but it's awesome. It's like it just makes me so happy to be back in that class, and all the actors in there are so good. It's like I wish you guys could sit in a class and audit something and just see,
sounds fun.
because you'd be like, wow,
Maybe
man,
not
like
that
this is
particular class. But
yeah, not that one. It's like you see work that you wouldn't see elsewhere, like
Yeah.
because it's like this exploration of the art form, and it's not like a directed thing. It's just like, let's try things and see what happens, and there's always these like really interesting breakthroughs, and it's the best. So needless to say, I'm feeling better. To answer your original question of how I'm doing, Laura, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling like things are moving in a
I
good
think your
direction.
acting class came back at a very opportune time in your journey to self-awareness and stopping drinking again, and just diving back into yourself, because I think that is
I think so
in a lot
too.
of ways and a lot of reasons why you are an actor, because you're just looking for the answers,
Yeah.
trying on different characters.
you
Trying
haven't
on
had that
different
outlet for a
Speedos.
while.
You haven't had that outlet for a while, and it's such a wonderful like way to express yourself and to explore other people's experiences. And I think that's something that's pretty intrinsic to who you are and how you operate and how you like understand yourself in the world. So
Yeah.
I think it was
Do you
like,
guys
good
feel
timing.
that? Do you guys feel that way with yourselves? Like, why am I the way I am sometimes? Like, do you question that, or are you kind of just like, I'm good?
Shit, man, I'm kick-ass.
Oh man, you don't need $1 million to do nothing, man. You take a
I
look at my
only find
cousin. He's broke,
myself
don't do
jerking off
shit.
in Safeway every once in a while. It's not like a common
It's
occurrence.
just like in the deli aisle.
It just kind of depends. If it's really hot out in like the cheese aisle,
Yeah.
I was
Whenever the blue
raised by
strikes.
astrologers, so absolutely all the time.
Yeah,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
this is why I am the way I am. I was always
Yeah.
told that, but it's reassuring.
Do
in a
you
lot of
do you
ways.
do you question it, or do you like know it?
A little bit of both.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I never know it.
Hmm.
I'm always wondering like how, if even when I discover something new about myself, it's just like, why? Why did I discover that? And like, what's the issue with that? And every single girlfriend I've had has been like, dude, get out of your head, shut up. Like you're psychoanalyzing everything. And it's just like, sorry, I don't know what else to do. But you feel like you just have like like when you ask like, okay, I know why I am the way I am, more so than like I wonder why I am the way I am.
To an extent, I feel like I know my patterns. I know what triggers certain reactions in me, and yeah, I feel like I've observed my behaviors long enough to know that okay, this is my go-to
Mm-hmm.
reaction in a certain situation, and then yeah, I mean, I don't do a lot. I'm not as introspective as you are in that way. I'm not like, why am I like this? I'm just like, okay, well, I'm like this. So how am I going to deal with it? I
Yeah.
guess.
You like organize your behavior so that you like know what it is and you know where you're triggered from or like fulfilled
I wouldn't
from or
say I'm
emoting
that.
from.
I
In
wouldn't
some
say
ways,
I'm not.
though.
In some ways, I guess, sure. But then in some ways, I'm like, I know, like, okay, I have a moon in Aries, which is like very fiery, reactive, but it's like the first fire sign. So I know how I'm going to react. I know I'm going to blow up and then I'm going to get over it.
Yeah.
But sometimes,
Right.
even though I know that's going to happen, while it's happening, I'm just like can't get out of
No,
the
you're just
like
watching yourself
anger.
do it.
Yeah, I'm like, I know what this isn't going to matter to me in an hour, but right now it feels like the end of the fucking world. So sometimes even having that knowledge is not the power that you feel like it
No.
is.
I've seen
Yeah.
her 8-year-old birthday party videotapes, and it has been a pattern.
She's a pure
Really?
delight and joyous occasion every day, 365 days a year,
It is my
24
birth
hours
month,
a day.
so
That's true.
compliment
She's a
me.
perfect person.
Complimenting
Please.
you. Well, I
On-
think it's amazing. I think it's great. I think it's really cool to I mean, there's two that I think both ways about it. Like I think that the ability to know that pattern is powerful. Like that's such a cool thing to be able to kind of recognize and be like, sweet, I know that this is how I am and this is what I'm going to do in certain situations, so that you can either prevent or put yourself in those situations to
Yeah, but we've also
better
talked
serve
about
yourself.
this a lot, that self-awareness is not the cure. It is
No.
like
Yes.
it almost makes it worse. It's like,
Yeah.
cool, I know I
Totally.
react like this and I'm gonna let myself.
And yeah, it's not
Again,
necessarily about
sometimes.
controlling it or preventing it. It's just about helping you understand it and like let it be okay. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like, aren't are you not fascinated by the idea, or at least curious about the idea of, like breaking the narrative of what that thing might be? I know it's like a
Yeah,
pattern
absolutely. Absolutely.
because they're not all bad. They're not like they're not just like, oh, I'm stubborn. It's like there
Mhm.
are good things. There are
Mhm.
good patterns as well, probably more so than there are bad ones.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I'm just always interested in how I can expand off of whatever those patterns might be and
Mhm.
change them and like stop them in their tracks and like navigate a different way,
Mhm.
just to
You
see
don't
if I
want to be
can.
defined. Yeah.
Yeah.
For you, it's like it doesn't seem to bring you comfort hearing that these are your tendencies. You're like, well,
Yeah.
fuck that. I don't want to be
Yeah.
defined by this. I can be different. I don't have to be like that.
Yeah.
You know, where for some people it brings comfort and understanding, and for you it seems like it feels limiting, and like
Yeah.
you just want to challenge it.
Yeah, it's so interesting because even just like talking to you guys, when we have conversations and we kind of go in on stuff, I feel like you guys know me more than I know myself.
100%. We
You
have
know?
we have the objectivity
Yeah.
of watching you
Yeah,
for the
but
last
it's
however
just
many years.
it's interesting because like I know because like what Laura was just saying, like I I I am that way where I'm just like, no, I'm not defined by that thing. Like, and you guys can objectify whatever my behavior, however I'm behaving is. Um, but for me, it's just like, no, that's not true because I can be the exact opposite of that as well and try to do this. And it's just like, well, you're just you
But
just
that's
have
also a
chaos.
pattern of yours.
Yeah.
Is
Right,
trying
right,
to
right.
defy the tendencies.
Yeah.
And, you know.
Yeah, you can do
Yeah.
something else, but what is it that feels the best for you? I think is the real question, you know? Like
Am I a
there's
defiant person? I'm different.
you're a rebel,
Okay.
man, a
I'm
loner.
a rebel. Am I defiant though? Would you say that I'm a defiant person? I don't know that I'm that. I don't think
I
any
think
I
you
don't
just
think any
you
of
have
us
don't
are
a-
like to be
defiant.
defined.
I
Mm.
would say you have a hard time making peace with contentedness.
Mm.
And I think that's something Laura and I
Yeah.
both get along with. We are
Yes.
Ah,
happy being
God.
content.
Something you and Alan really share
Yeah.
is like the constant need to improve, need to be better, need to be working at something, and which is an incredible trait that I wish
It's a
I
great
had more
trait.
of.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And that the three of us love to just ruminate in our
Relaxed.
awesomeness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you guys
already
are
know
all-
we're good.
you guys are highly motivated, which is awesome. But sometimes the sacrifice is that you don't just enjoy the fruits of your labor and
Mm-mm.
just take a
Right.
minute
It's
and
always the next
appreciate what
thing.
you have already. And
Yeah.
I know
It's-
my elevator doesn't go all the way to the top floor, and it just is what it is.
it's not true, babe.
Yeah, that's not true, dude.
We just
Your
operate.
elevator goes
We all
all the way to
operate
the
on
top.
different speeds.
Yeah.
You know?
But
Yeah.
it's awesome. I think that's also why it's important to surround yourself with people who aren't exactly like you, because it shows you different ways of being a successful and happy human being.
That's why Julian and I are going to be codependent until we die.
Yeah, you're so different, but you complement each other so well.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing and dynamic between all of our friendships. And you always want what you don't have or what you can't have. And
That's what friends are for.
I look at
Yep.
Steph when she's here and she's just like, I'm taking a nap. And I'm just like, oh my God, that sounds fucking crazy. It's just like, it's not. It's just like, I'm just taking a break so that I can be more effective when I'm done with doing that. And I can burn myself out really fast, and I can also and I say it all the time, like, confuse movement for progress. So I'm just moving for the sake of moving because I don't know how not to, and then at the end of the day I'm like, I didn't actually do anything. I didn't get anything done. I should have just sat and
out.
I should have just
Yeah,
sat
whereas
and
I
watched
took
movies
a
all
3-hour
day.
nap and then like woke up and made like 5 shirts. And I was like, cool, you want to watch Game of Thrones? And you're just stressing out, drinking your 17th coffee, being like, I
Eating your
gotta
fingers.
keep going, eating your fingers.
How are your fingers?
Show us your fingers.
They're not good.
Oh,
They're not great. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
they're not
probably
great.
helpful.
I
That's
think
not
I
helpful.
think like I think not drinking really brings it back. And drinking, I mean, it's
No,
all
When
it's
you
all
were drinking, you were just as stressed out that you were drinking. So you were
Yeah.
chewing your fingers too.
Yeah. I'm such a highly anxious person, and I don't realize where that comes from because I don't remember being that way when I was younger at all. So like those patterns weren't the same. Like and I think they're aligned with discipline and because I wasn't disciplined or anxious or anything. I didn't have a fucking care in the world about shit. Like even when I met you, Steve and Laura, like when I met you guys, I was just like, yeah, I remember Steve, you used to be like I would always be like, I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. And you were the guy that was like, dude, please stop saying that because it's actually insulting to me as somebody who loves you and is your friend for you to continue calling yourself an idiot because I'm your friend. And if I am friends with an idiot, then you're basically calling me an idiot. And I was just like,
I might have
What?
said something along
Fuck.
those lines.
Yeah.
yeah. And it was crazy. And like, but I was like, I don't fucking care about anything. I'm an idiot. Like that was just my narrative. And I wasn't anxious. I wasn't like disciplined. I was just an idiot, or so I thought. So it's just like a weird. I mean, I bit my nails all the time. Maybe I was, and I just didn't know. Because now, as I'm 35 years old, I'm like, holy shit! I really have to temper my anxiety in all these different methods, whether that be a morning routine or like going to the gym or going to acting class. Everything that I do plays into me trying to like level out my anxiety. Coffee doesn't help, but I'm like I'm constantly, man, like you can see
Yeah, I know what they look like.
they're bad. And it's just like this is the symbol of my anxiety and of my stress. Knock on wood, I hope I don't get any like cold sores and styes on my eyes because last time I stopped drinking, I got like 4 cold sores and a sty while I was in a play that I had to kiss a girl in.
Oh,
And
man.
they were like,
Just take your
I was like,
vitamins.
I'm gonna wear a patch over my eye, and they were like, dude, that doesn't serve this character at all.
Right.
I was like, please
They
just let
can't
me.
see
They're
it
like,
from the
no,
back
yeah, they're
row.
like, dude,
Right.
yeah, they're not gonna be able to see it. I was just like, the girl that I was doing this scene was just like, hey man, like, I'm sorry, but I just can't like kiss you. We're supposed to be like having like a love kiss, like a hardcore makeout kiss. She just like puts her face to the side and is like, kissing my cheek.
Oh,
It's like, this sucks, dude. This is awful.
the alcohol was killing all the diseases you were getting while you were
Yeah, it's
drinking
true.
and making
Yeah.
out with everybody,
Hollowing
and
them
then you
out.
stopped
yeah,
and they
true.
emerged
True.
from the cave of ooh.
Yeah, it's the substitution thing, man. It happens. It happens both ways. Like not drinking just makes me more addicted to something else. So I'm trying to like put that energy into something more productive. But even still, like productive productivity is an addiction in and of itself too.
Yeah,
So I
for
just like
sure.
get myself going, like, okay, it's like
Mhm.
there's I should just get addicted to like reading books or something. I don't know. That would be like
Maybe
more.
just like get addicted to like moderation.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, that's a oxymoron. Get addicted to moderation,
Yep.
right?
I mean,
No, it's work-life balance.
yeah.
Work-life balance is what you need.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
Well,
hard when your
I
work is your life, you know? I feel
Mhm.
that
That's
too.
true.
Julian and I have a
Yeah.
really hard time. We both have our studio spaces in our house,
Yeah.
steps away from our bedrooms. And there's days when
Mhm.
I love it. We both don't leave the house all day, you know? We'll just like go from our rooms, have our coffee together, have a little chat, go into our studios, and then start working. But then, you know, there comes a point. It's usually about 6 o'clock for me if I haven't left the house. I'm just like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
yeah.
And I'm proud of us for being able to have that type of, you know, self-direction, but it's hard for me to give myself a day off when my work is within reach.
Mhm.
I have to like
You
actively
never are
tell myself
clocking off.
I'm never
Right,
clocking off.
right,
I always
right.
feel like if I'm not doing something to build this business, I'm wasting time, you know.
Totally.
So I'm trying to institute an actual day off. I might help. Oh, I can't institute it for you on the same day. You do podcasts on Monday, but Monday is my day off.
I don't do podcasts on Monday.
Well, yeah,
Monday's
you
is when
just
they come out.
that's
So
true.
it's like usually when the work's done.
Yeah, Monday might be our day off where we don't look at our phones. Remember on your birthday where I took away your phone? How relaxing was that?
That was the best. Yeah. I
We
mean,
went
I
to a
would have just like
spa.
yeah, that was the
We went
best.
to you would have thrown away your whole day texting people and
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know,
maybe challenge yourself by giving yourself a day where you're not allowed to be productive. Where
Yeah.
you like don't check anything off.
mm-mm.
You don't exercise. Everything you do is just for fun and just on a whim.
No schedule,
Yeah.
no purpose.
But that's just
And that's your
That's
goal.
where I
it's-
mean that's
Shit,
where
I wrote that book.
Hell yeah. That's where creativity comes from too, I think, you
Steve's
know. If you,
masterclass.
yeah. Yeah. Go to Steve's masterclass every Monday.
yeah, I think just because of the inconsistent patterns of what my life is, it's hard to make a schedule for that. To be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like every Sunday, I'm gonna
But it doesn't need to
I'm
be
gonna
the
give
same
myself
day. It
that.
can be
Doesn't have to
a
be the
day
same
a
day.
week.
It helps
Yeah.
for me
Sure.
for it to be the same
Sure.
day because then
Yeah.
it's like I can hold myself accountable to having a day off instead of like 1 week it's Monday, the next week it's
Yeah.
Saturday, and then it's been 2 weeks really since I've
Mhm.
had a day
Yeah,
off, you know.
just different things always come in, and like it's just like, okay, you know, my whole day. I remember going on a date with Danielle, my ex-girlfriend, and
Shout out.
shout out
Shout
Danielle
out.
Narleski. What's up, girl? You want to date again? Sorry, that was
Chill, bro.
I don't know. Sorry,
That's all right. She's
Love
not
you, Danielle.
listening or
Love you,
watching.
darn it. She's great.
blocked him.
I took her on a date to where we like got a hotel room for Valentine's Day one year, and you know, it was in the city. It was like in Manhattan somewhere, and I got there, and it was like, you know, 4:30 or 5 p.m. and an audition rolls in for the next day,
Mm.
and I'm just like,
Worst boyfriend ever.
I'm super sorry, babe. I gotta do this. And she understood. She was sweet about it and was just like, yeah, you know, whatever. I didn't want to hang out with you anyways. So she just hung out at the place, and I just like worked on this audition for like the majority of the night, and it was just a total wash. It was just like, we just got this really nice hotel room, and this is all I'm doing. And so I say that to say that like like my days just shift with how it comes, and I'm trying to get to a place where I can say no to stuff, you know, and be
Mhm.
like, oh, I don't need to do that, or I don't want to do that, or but you know, I wish that were more present in my life right now, and I could do that easier. But I have to like work harder to get to that point.
Mhm.
But it's like this place that doesn't really exist. It's like it's an opportunity that might happen. It's an ideal, you know, and I don't know if and when it will happen. I am driven to getting to that place, but there's just no timeline for it. So I just work so that I can create that lifestyle. But then, you know, at the end of the day, I'm like looking around. I'm like, I look at all these things I have now. Like I didn't think I would ever live in New York and have a office with cool things that I would be able to
Looks
like.
great.
And this is afforded by like an acting career.
Mhm.
You know, like what? That's crazy. So like it's already there. It's just all attitude. It's all mental, and I just have to like train myself to recognize that more and not be so like, no, dude, like you need to get to the point where you can like, because I get to a place where I can say no. Okay, cool. Then like there's always going to be like another level of something that I can say no to or whatever, or yes to, or how, whatever. So it's hard. It's hard to find that balance in this profession, like when you're developing.
Well, and hustle
And
culture is so glorified. It's like,
totally,
Especially in New York.
oh yeah, especially in New York, there's always something to do. But
yeah,
maybe
it's-
even just making it more bite sized, like smaller, and just like I'm taking 1 hour where I'm putting my phone in the other room. I'm horrible at this. I can't watch a movie without also scrolling on Instagram, and I've become so like
Yeah,
bad.
you two are
at-
the worst to watch
oh,
movies with.
horrible.
yeah,
I'm always
and-
rewinding and explaining what happened, and like
Yeah, and
Laura
I
can
think
pay a little bit.
it
more
doesn't
attention.
necessarily need to be, oh, I'm taking this entire day off, but like you said, I'm going to pull down the projector and watch a movie and not feel guilty about it, and maybe just pay attention to the feelings you feel when you're doing that, and like how it
Yeah.
felt to let yourself relax. You don't need
Yeah.
to. I think you can start small.
yeah. No, it's a really good piece of advice because I have so many to-dos, and they're all so broad. They're all such big to-dos, and they need to be like broken down into 20 pieces and then taken with baby steps.
And
but
then you can feel good about crossing them off.
yeah, totally. But a lot of it is like, a lot of for me is like this learning curve where I'm doing things now that I have never learned before. Like this podcast, I'm learning things now with like the editing software, and like there's always a problem. There's always an issue. And I'm like, troubleshooting all of these new things. I didn't even know what the word troubleshoot meant like 3 months ago. Like I don't know.
Not
how
according
to
to
do
your acting class.
Yeah. Oh, damn,
Stephen
boy.
Libby with the Vino
Nice,
Veritas.
dude.
He's
Yeah,
scarce
boy.
with the comments, but they're good
Yeah, I
when
know.
they're
Loaded
good.
them
Always
up. He
good,
is
dude.
packing
So
them
tight,
hard.
dude. That is good, man. That was fast. God,
Speaking
that
of
was
scarce,
impressive.
should we tell the listeners why Alan's not here? They're probably like wondering.
Yeah, I mean,
That's fair,
you
actually.
do it again. I
The one
gave
without
like a little.
Steve, I realized.
I
you
did a
didn't
little.
mention till the very end why he wasn't there.
Well, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
I did a little intro on the
Oh, you
the
did.
one that I have that's coming out tomorrow.
Gotcha.
So I did like a 5-minute like intro, just telling him what was going on. So,
Saying he wouldn't
but we
be
can
on the
tell him
next
again.
level.
What's going on with Alan? Anyways, have you guys talked to him?
Shows, man.
Yeah, he's been doing double a days.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has
Just
his last
singing his
2 of
ass off.
12
Close to-
shows in Melbourne tonight.
Picking them up in a couple
Wow.
of days. They'll be back.
Yeah.
Oh, really? They're coming back and like, oh yeah,
Pick 'em
God,
up
that's
Wednesday.
like August 4th or something, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Wow, that's
they've been out
wild.
for 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
We
it? I
missed
thought it
him.
was like 6.
No.
Yeah,
April.
you guys are gonna get some more
April.
Taz's cooking, man. Shit's gonna
Yeah,
be
can't wait to see little
fire.
Rue.
Dude,
Yeah,
he's a
little
Big
proper
Roo.
man.
Big Roo.
He said something. He said hi Uncle Dean
I
on the
saw that.
podcast. Do you see that?
So
Said it so well.
cute.
Yeah, he's so good, man. It's like he's definitely gonna be like a different person when we see him.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Mhm.
It's wild.
Little
But
man.
yeah, that's gonna be crazy, man. It'll be cool to have the Stones back in Spokane.
When
For
do
you
we get you
guys.
back in Spokane?
I think I'm gonna be out there in October, probably for like the whole month of October.
Great.
Yeah, we're gonna be writing and like working on this musical that I'm still like not really fully convinced we're gonna have done by the time we need to have it done. But
I
it's
believe
it's
in
a
you.
work in
You know what
progress.
they
It's
say?
just
It's never done. It's just due.
I
That's your
know.
weak
Well, it's
spot.
just there's
That's
just
your weak
there's
spot. With Julian, it's never due, so it's just never done.
right. Well, there's also like a lot of projects that I'm working on out here that aren't
Mm.
that as well that I'm trying to
Mhm.
like prioritize as well. So yeah, it's just like prioritizing my energy and trying to figure out like
Right.
where I need to be and how I need to do it. And
Well, it's great that you guys have figured out how to do the podcast like this, so you don't have to live here for 6
Totally.
months to
yeah, I know.
dedicate
It's
the
great
time.
for me.
Yeah,
need
I
the
mean
moral
that's the
support.
thing. Like
Yeah.
that's the thing. Like this this podcast is like, it never was meant to. Like none of us are podcasters. People always ask me like, so what's your podcast about? I'm like, I, I, I who knows?
There
I,
are
I have no
topics?
idea.
It's
You
the
know?
Seinfeld of podcasts.
Yeah,
Show about
you know,
nothing.
Show
like,
about
Show about
nothing.
it's a show about nothing, man. Like, and you know that we don't. It's not like we have some like gigantic listenership either. But the people that do listen and the comments that I get, and I even talked about it on a podcast recently. Like a woman called me and like had this long
Oh
conversation with
yeah,
me,
that's so
and
nice.
I like talked to her for like an hour and a half. It was wild. It was crazy. And you know, people send me messages all the time, and they're just like such nice, kind things about just like something that they heard, and it's like, wow, cool. Like we'll keep doing it then, I guess. You know, like there's no reason to not. It's pretty easy, and it
Mhm.
also allows us to just catch up and like use our brains a little bit more than I get. We have these conversations anyways. Like we like to talk. We like to have these kinds of catch ups. I feel like you guys should be on it more with us. You guys
Been
got good.
waiting for the invite.
You know where I live.
Really?
You had
You're
my mom
invited
on. I know.
every fucking time.
I know.
Laura, we should get you. I feel like you literally have like such a Monica Padman vibe. If anybody doesn't know who Monica Padman is, Dax
My queen.
Shepard have a podcast called Armchair Expert,
It's my
and
favorite
she's
podcast,
like his like assistant, but she's also like his colleague and like his co-producing partner in that
I
podcast.
think you can say
And I
best
feel like
friend in that
you,
situation.
Yeah. He
Yeah,
says
best friend.
soulmate.
soulmate,
So
miniature
cute.
mouse. But I feel like you could do like intros and outros of this podcast as well, and like do like fact checks with us and like
would be fun.
silly things. It'd be cool.
That's
We
sweet
gotta-
of you
we-
to say.
That's sweet.
That's sweet.
We have female energy to ground this.
She's
thing.
always
Yeah.
been invited.
Yeah, you
I
guys have
know.
always
Just worried
been
about her
invited.
BS meter going off.
I just don't think I could get a word in with you three.
It's tough.
Oh,
It is
agree.
really tough.
Two.
You too.
It is really tough, and I notice it too when I like listen back. It's just like I got to start figuring out ways to just stop talking, But when you have a podcast, it's just like okay, like keep the rhythm going. But I think for at least Alan and myself, we're both just like keep the rhythm going, keep the fucking rhythm going, keep the rhythm going. We're just clashing and hitting heads, and it's ridiculous.
I love the
but
podcast. I listen to every episode. I think you guys all do a really great job.
You
It's hard-
seriously listen to every episode?
Yeah.
She does.
Yeah.
Wow.
I listen
that is
every week. I love
crazy.
I'm a
it.
fan over here.
It's hard for me
That's
to be
awesome.
objective though, because you guys are my best friends, so I'm just happy to hear you all. So I'm so
Yeah.
be
I
so
listen
curious
for
to
Steve,
hear
so
from-
I like to request more Steve.
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember before I even moved to Spokane for a while, I was watching your guys' live at the lodges, and I was just like, I'm only tuning in for Steve. I'm not
Obviously.
tuning in to listen to Alan. Like Alan's singing is like pretty cool. But, like, I'm listening for Steve's little ditties,
Yeah.
Steve's little one-liners. Those are the
The
best.
laugh.
Man.
Sweet.
It's
The
just-
laugh is the best thing.
Yeah.
I know. We're gonna do a little like rebrand of this whole podcast soon. When I come back, and I want Steve's laugh to like actually be part of like the
theme
the
song.
intro theme song. Yeah, it's so good.
You'll have to talk
It's
to my
so
agent,
good.
but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, well, I will.
He's gonna need a raise.
Yeah, we all are gonna need a raise.
He's gonna need to go from 3 Heinekens to 4 Heinekens. For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously. Are you guys gonna keep drinking for the rest of the day and just go get day drunk? And well, I guess it's not even day. It's
It's-
nighttime,
It's
right?
evening.
7:30.
It's a reasonable wine time. Laura's had like
It's
5
breakfast.
split bottles of wine queued up for me, I think, since last summer.
Yeah, it was a fun gift my sister gave me called a mystery
Nice.
wine box.
Mhm.
And it's these little
Ooh.
bottles of wine that are in paper bags, and there's like tasting notes, and you guess which one's which. And
Love a blind tasting.
yeah,
It's gonna be fun. Blind
That's
tasting,
awesome.
some Catan, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Settlers
Ooh.
of
we're gonna
Catan.
watch
I still don't-
Barb and Star go to Vista Del Mar for the 4th time. Have
Oh,
you
God,
seen that
I-
yet?
Yeah, I did, but I mean, I understand why you two would love that movie
Yeah, I
so
don't think
much
you'd like it
because
as
like
I'm
much
gonna need you to
as
stop
I
talking
was just like, this
already.
is-
I don't want to hear.
me and Alan
It's a
watched it together.
masterpiece.
Yeah, Julian's trying to get us to watch. What is it? What's your stupid one that you always try to get me to watch? It's not
I
stupid.
don't
I'm
know.
sorry.
Remember the Titans?
Oh, amazing
no,
film.
That was great.
So
What was
good.
that?
Amazing film.
No, what was the?
Oh, I want
Knights
to
of
watch
Rodanthe or whatever. You're
no,
always trying to get me
no,
to watch
sad-
sad emotional movies. And I'm just he's like,
no,
"It's
Manchester
so-
by the
oh,
Sea.
God." He's
Manchester
like,
by the
"It's so
Sea.
powerful. I cried 4 times. I'm just like,
Haven't seen that one.
I can cry on command. I don't need something that sad.
Yeah, no.
It's those movies are so I love those movies
I know
so
you love
much.
those movies. Those are
My
not
friend
favorite.
my friend was just visiting, and that's what I was asked. I reached out to you guys to ask if I could get the Disney Plus coupon code, which
Coupon code.
which was great, but then I still had to pay $30 for this dumbass movie,
What?
this Marvel movie that Scarlett Johansson's apparently suing
Oh, Black Widow. Yeah,
Oh,
I've heard
Was it
Marvel
good?
for. or Disney. No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
30
I don't
Wait,
bucks.
did you pay for it or did I pay for it?
No, I paid for it. I put my Apple Pay into it.
So
'Cause
your
it
Apple Pay
asked-
is into my Disney Plus now?
Hello.
Maybe.
Ding 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 ding.
Oh, we should have used that last night when
Daniel.
Laura and I
Yeah, apparently I
rented
bought a stripper movie for the ladies last
Oh,
night
yeah.
for
Oh,
20
Zola.
bucks.
It was all right.
Nice.
It was very interestingly
It was
filmed.
very
I
artsy.
dug it.
Zelda was what it was called.
Zola.
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 It's a movie
yeah.
based off of a series of tweets. Like it's a real
Nice.
story, but I don't know. I thought it was.
I
really-
liked
I
it.
thought it was really interesting. It was very. What do you say?
Yeah.
Very indie, artsy.
Very Tarantino vibes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I'm not. I realized how uninterested I was in these big, huge budget like Marvel movies when after watching the Black Widow. Like
Mhm.
I love Scarlett Johansson and the girl Florence Pugh is in it and
Oh, I
stuff,
like her.
and she was great. But like it's I can't get down with that stuff. It's
Me
just like
neither.
not that cool to me. Plus, there's so many like branches of that universe now. And like it's insane how many like I saw one time like this like meme or something that was just like a tree, like a family tree of like all of the like where
Marvel
it's like
universe.
the conception of it all and like where you're supposed to go and how you're supposed to watch it. There's like 150 movies. Like I can't keep up with that shit, dude.
You should get in those
crazy.
movies.
I'm trying to get in those movies. Man. I gotta flex up my
Have you been
delts,
doing
dude.
some auditions? Oh yeah, you did the cowboy
Yeah.
one. What else?
Yeah, I did some audition. I did the cowboy one. Yeah, actually, this is kind of a cool
I landed
piece
the
of
role for the cowboy one.
Yeah, exactly.
Steph lands the
Steph
role.
got it.
Steph lands the roles for everything she auditions
She
for.
can cry on cue.
She's a better actor than I am.
Catch her in
By
Macklemore's
far.
thrift shop video.
Debuting.
Debut.
Actually, I mean, I probably shouldn't say this on here, but I don't fucking care because who cares? Well, it's just like not anything that's happened yet, and so I'm just kind of shooting
You
myself
don't
in
wanna
the
jinx
foot if it doesn't
jinx
happen.
yourself?
I don't fucking care. I don't believe in that goddamn
It's called
shit.
manifesting, baby.
I'm manifesting it. So yeah, like I just signed with a new agency recently, and they were asking me like, who are like all of the casting directors that kind of champion and advocate for you? They were trying to get a sense of who I am in the city and like who I work with and who's casting me, such and such. So I told them, and later on, I was just like, hey guys, back in like 2015, I did this like little tiny role on the show called Blue Bloods. And it's like, it's paid out so many royalties. It's like been such a lucrative gig for me.
Get me more.
Yeah, but I was like, so like my character on that show was just a cop who was just like a general policeman at the precinct. He could come back. Like, there's no reason why he couldn't come back. So if you ever need like extra police officers or whatever, or like hopefully something meaty, like a significant character that could work in the wherever, just another cop. You don't have to audition them. Like, your boys got it. And so they got back to me and they were just like, hey, Blue Bloods wants to know your availability like through like the end of August through like all of September. And I was just like, oh shit, yeah, dude. So I was just
my
like, yeah,
God.
I mean,
If
I'm
you got
open.
more than
Please,
one
I'm open for
episode?
any. What?
You got more than one episode of Blue Bloods?
I don't know. I don't know what it is. So like, yeah, no shit. It's like I don't care about that show.
Yeah.
Like it's just people do. It's on its 12th season,
Wow.
but it's like a syndicated show. So it just like,
Fan.
it plays on all these different networks and you get paid really well for it. So it would be great. And
That
I'm
opens
just,
up
I'm
your
just
time to invest in other creative ventures. that
totally.
make
And I'm
money,
just like, I
passive
just
income.
feel like, I don't care about acting on Blue Bloods. Like I like to act and I'm grateful to get a job if I can get this. So everybody's listening, send me some manifestations for
I think
Blue
you got to
Bloods.
start with yourself. You got to say, I do care about acting on
I
Blue Bloods.
do
I'd love to act
Well,
on Blue
of
Bloods.
course
That
I
sounds
do. I'm
great.
just trying-
Give me
I'm
those
just- I know, I'm
18
just-
cent checks every week.
I know. I'm just
Yeah,
dumbing
Steph
it down.
is
I'm
actually
just dumbing it down.
Julian's agent.
Yeah.
I guess.
Dude, they've. I think
You
they've.
scratch
I
everything
told you guys.
Julian said he would love to act on Blue Bloods. He would love to act on Blue Bloods. You hear me?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
hear me?
and Julian, as your lawyer, I agree with your agent.
Yeah.
He will not try to masturbate on.
Yeah.
He will probably
Yeah.
not. Just do not
Yeah.
have an
If
Well,
you
improv
need a
I've told you
creepy
gu-
lifeguard, apparently he can work on there too.
I've told you guys this before, but I feel like they're paying the wrong guy out for that show. Like I did that show in 2015. I had like 3 lines. I've made over 6 figures from residual income from 3 lines on that show. They're, like I've had
That's
other friends on that show.
insanity.
I've had other friends on. I still get like $600, $700, $800 checks from that show. Like now, it's crazy. And again, like I'm not saying this like on air like to boast this. I think they're paying the wrong guy. it's crazy. It's
Don't
insane.
question it.
No,
Yeah,
just
I
take the
don't.
money.
I'm not gonna call him and be like, "Excuse
Can you
me,
check my reference
are you
numbers?
guys? Yeah, I think you guys might be paying the wrong guy."
Julian
Um,
Gavilani on IMDb
but
right
you
now.
know, more
Don't
reason
repossess
to
my
Living
grocery fund.
squalor.
more reason to get that gig, you know. And again,
yeah.
like, I don't want to do it because it's a lucrative gig, but I feel overdue to just work as an actor and like get on a set and be, you know, doing the thing. And you know, Blue Bloods was my first New York show, so that would be, you know, so serendipitous if I
Yeah,
could
it
come
would.
back to it after all this time. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but it was also like kind of a cool, like, hey, new agents and new management, like, thanks
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
doing stuff.
Mhm.
You know, it's
That was
awesome.
a smart thing to bring up.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's great. It's just nice to have like a team of people that actually give a shit. You know, I've been out here for almost 10 years now, and I feel like I'm just starting to cut the rug. What does that? What does that reference even mean?
That means
I don't know.
dance.
That's
That's
dance?
dancing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Trying to-
it
You're
applies
good
to
at.
you. Yeah.
Trying to dance, dude. I'm a great dancer. Maybe I should start applying my dance skills, implementing my dance skills into my acting. You think?
Yeah.
So this has been a fun
Silence.
podcast, number 52.
Okay, see you guys in hell. See you in hell. Steph, throw out your handles for grandmother goods so people can come buy all of your
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
and
So you can
support
wear
you.
okay,
Hook
can you
it
please
up.
give a disclaimer on the shirt? Whoever's listening and not watching can't see, but
Oh yeah.
I made Julian this shirt
Mm.
for his birthday. No less than 6 hours later, he spilled chili oil all over it, at which point I had to repossess it and try to get the chili oil out.
No
And,
one watches this anyway.
Okay,
they
well, I
just
left
listen.
bleach on it a little too
Yeah.
long, and I left him with the laundry, and so now he has burned holes in his shirt.
But you should talk about the Saves 9
Whoops.
tees.
But he
It's
is
so
wearing
cool.
a patchwork shirt that I designed and made by hand. It is called Saves 9 from the sweet little grandma saying, "Stitch in time saves 9." Each T-shirt has at least 9 pieces.
For those who are listening
another
only,
shirt. Oh my
Julian is
God.
now shimmying and
He's
modeling the
shimmying
shirt.
hard. He's dropping the veils for sure. Yeah, they're all made from secondhand materials, scrap fabric, all very sustainable, handmade by me and or my sweet helper Bridget. Shout out, she's been running my markets while I'm out here.
Shout out, Bridge.
A
Um,
lot of
out.
them feature
Shout out.
some of Steve's old shirts.
A lot of
So
them
if
feature
you're a
Steve's old
Steve
shirts.
Libby super fan,
Yeah.
this is a great way to get a piece of.
Talk
absolutely.
about upcycling. One of
And-
my shirts is about 6 pieces for
I
most
get
of
a
you.
lot of
Yeah.
material from Mr. Libby's shirts, and I
Yeah.
appreciate it very much. I get a lot.
And you use a lot of Alan's old merch stuff
I
too,
used
right?
a lot of Alan's, a lot of the shirts.
And you
actually,
make merch for Alan too, so
That's
people
true.
that are on the road seeing him find
Yeah,
merch.
if you ever bought a
Suit
denim
jackets,
jacket from
mhm.
me on tour, I used to sell merch for Alan.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
It was
we didn't
handmade
talk
by
about
this-
any of this
I
stuff.
Nope.
stitched and patched and embroidered those myself, and then passed them along to Laura. It's,
I'm just Steve's wife. That's cool.
yeah.
We all know who the, we all know who the
Just
boss
Steve's
is.
wife.
Trust me.
We all know who the boss is. We
Takes
know.
a
Laura,
village.
Yeah,
Yeah,
grandmothergoods.com and
No, Gmother.
Gmother, damn it.
Damn it.
Some best friend you are. She's
I'm gonna
out.
go to grandmothergoods.com and find some nasty shit.
Yeah.
Dude.
Okay, Gmother.
Bookmarked.
Gmother.com, keeping it real easy, and
Gmother.com.
You're in
at
New York.
Grandmother Goods on Instagram and Facebook. If you're in New
Yeah,
York,
stop by.
come visit me in Williamsburg. I am at the Artisan Fleas Market in Brooklyn every weekend, Saturday, Sunday, except for this weekend and last weekend. That
But
won't
your
matter.
representative is there.
My representative
Yes.
is there. And
Yeah.
you can come try on stuff, fall in love, get some stuff, talk to me.
She takes custom orders.
I take
too.
custom orders.
It's all a
Bring
win.
me your shit. I'll
Let's
turn it
party.
into something else.
That's a
Turn into
great.
anything,
That's a
man.
great thing.
It's a great way to give your
Mhm.
loved things new life.
Absolutely. Nothing goes in the garbage. Just bring them to me. I'm the garbage.
I am the garbage. Our house is the garbage.
Julian loves it.
Hoarder.
Yeah, his quarters are very tidy, and
Hoarder.
mine are piled to the roof with things that I am
Yeah.
afraid to throw in the garbage.
I don't even think I'm that neat of a person. I just am by default because I live with you.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever
Just
seen
in
any wall
comparison.
paint in any room that Steph's ever lived in.
no. It's shelves or
It's
art.
just art, yeah.
Shelves or art.
Yeah. we
Lots
gotta
of
get some
shelves.
more
We
art.
have a shelf. We have a shelving.
Shelves covered
addiction.
When
in
you guys come to New York, we're gonna have a paint night because I feel like that's something that needs to happen.
Great.
So make it happen, Steve and Laura. I miss you guys.
Once
I
I'm done
haven't
with
seen
weddings,
you for
I'm
too
there.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah, finish it up. Finish up your work.
Yeah.
Love you
Can't
guys.
wait.
Thanks
Love
for being
you.
my best
Love you.
Thanks for
friends.
This was
having
fun.
us.
Thanks for
Fuck
having
yeah,
us,
man.
Jules.
Please water my
Miss
plants.
you.
Yeah, I'll go water the plants right
All
now.
of 'em.
Miss you guys too. If somebody loser of Catan has to jump in the water naked tonight.
They're gonna do that anyways.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna give some type of
Give me
better
high
dare,
stakes.
but put your bare butt cheek on the stove, high blast for a half second.
Oh,
Why?
No.
Burn mark.
Painful.
No,
You
no,
gotta get a
you gotta
blister.
kiss
You gotta
Ricky
get a-
Lake
I
on the
was
mouth.
just
Oh,
gonna
that's
say
it.
tongue
That's
kiss.
it.
That's
There's
the
a
worst
Tongue kiss
punishment.
Tongue
Richard.
kiss Ricky Lake.
Yeah,
send out
loser of
some
Catan has to
Valtrex?
tongue
Yeah.
kiss Richard. Yeah. Guy got
We're all
some.
vaccinated, but I'm not sure if we're
Yeah.
there yet.
I don't have that kind of vaccination.
That's what has to happen. That's what has to happen.
Oh my
Pat.
God, she has
Tongue
herpes
punch
for
Richard.
sure. I saw it
Tongue
earlier.
punch Richard.
Oh,
Yeah. All right. With that being said, I bid you adieu. I love you guys.
Let
Thanks
us
for
know what you end
listening.
up
Whoever's
Episode
still here.
52.
I will. Episode 52, 1 full year, guys. Celebrate. Celebrate good times. Come on. Celebrate good times. Come on. Celebrate. Yeah. All right. Love you guys.
Love you.
Love you.
Oh, boo boo, did you just make it to the end of the video? Yes, you did. Do you want to see more videos just like this one? Do you?
Well, then head over to patreon.com/live at the lodge, where you can support the How Goods of this podcast, as well as the entire Live at the Lodge family.
Yep, yeah, you're going to get exclusive merch, personalized shout out videos. Me and Jules, we're going to show up at your house and baptize your nephew, huh? Check it out, patreon.com/live at the lodge.